Hi, Casey Dimon here with the TaxSaleAcademy.com, and in this video we're talking about listing tax sale properties with realtors. Now obviously if you want to cash in on these properties and put that profit into your pocket, you're going to have to sell it. There's two ways to sell your tax sale investments. The first one is to sell it yourself. Now on the TaxSaleAcademy.com we have lots of great videos on how to sell pieces of property yourself. Inside the Academy, the Tax Sale Academy members have access to a lot of advanced training where we discuss selling pieces of property often within minutes or hours of purchasing them. So the first way is to sell it yourself. The second way is the way that we're going to discuss in this video, and that is to list it with a realtor. Now I have a unique perspective here. If you know anything about my history and my story, you know that over a decade ago when I got into tax sale investing, I got into it by way of being a licensed real estate broker and a realtor. Now I am still licensed, I'm still a realtor, although I don't get nearly any of my income through my brokerage activities. What it does provide for me though is a very unique perspective. You know, there's not a whole lot of people that are licensed brokers and are also tax sale investors. There's just not too many of us. But again, it provides that unique perspective that we're going to discuss in this video. So now, before you list your piece of property with a real estate agent, you need to clear the title issues. Now, no matter where you buy the property in the country, if you buy it through a tax foreclosure auction, it's going to have some sort of title issues more than likely. You have to clear these title issues before you consider approaching a realtor. When a realtor hears the word title issues, they're going to run the opposite direction, because that means a lot of time that they're going to invest in something that's not really sellable because it doesn't have clear and marketable title. It also means they have to rely on you and trust you to clear that title, and you know, it might take you a year, 2 years, 3 years to decide to clear that title. They don't know you. You know, it could take you a while. So they're going to run the opposite direction. They're going to find something easier and much more simple to sell than dealing with your title issues. So make sure those title issues are clear before you approach a realtor. Now, you need to find a realtor that has experience in your market area and also experience in your type of property. Now, let me break down that last sentence a little bit for you. They have to have experience in your market area. Now, a lot of realtors are kind of confined by their geographic areas of their MLS system. You know, realtors in certain parts of the country might have access and might have experience just into one particular city or one county. Other realtors might have access to just 3 counties. You know, they might have experience in 3 counties. Again, they're going to have their experience and their knowledge limited by their access to certain MLS systems. Those MLS systems are often, you know, only 1 county or 2 or maybe even 3 counties, just depending on the population and the layout of the area. Now with that said, even still, some agents might decide to pinpoint a certain area. There are certain agents that will focus on one particular subdivision. So if you have a piece of property in that subdivision, they are obviously the expert, the go-to person. With that said, if there's a piece of property 2 or 3 subdivisions over, they might not have a single clue how to sell it. So they have to have experience in your market area. And they also have to have experience in your type of property. You know, you might have a realtor that is just an amazing realtor for selling high-end luxury homes. You know, if you have a high-end luxury home, they can sell it just like that. But if you have an entry-level home, they're not going to know how to market it. They're going to have a different clientele, different audience. It might take them forever to sell that low-end home. It can be the same thing with vacant property. You know, there might be people that are just lot kings. They're lot gurus. If you list a lot with them, they can sell it immediately. But if you list a house, they don't have any idea how to sell it. So make sure the realtor has experience in your market area and in your type of property. Now, as far as finding realtors, a great thing you can do is use friends' suggestions. You know, also look for different investor suggestions. See who the other investors in the area are using to sell their properties. Another tool that I like to use is Google. You know, go to Google, type in home for sale in, you know, whatever your area is. You know, home for sale in Jones County. You know, whatever it may be. See who pops up. You know, if it's the first or second person as a realtor, consider looking further into that realtor. It could be a great option because you have to put yourself in the shoes of the buyer. You know, that buyer is also going to type in homes for sale in Jones County. They're going to click on the first 1, 2, or 3 results that pop up. And if you list it with that realtor, you have a head start on everybody else. So use friend suggestions, other investor suggestions, or Google to locate one. Now, when you finally do locate your realtor, you need to explain to them that you want it sold very, very quickly so you can move on to other investments. Now, if you've invested as we teach at the Academy, you're going to have loads and loads of equity. which means that the realtor can price that property below its fair market value, which means that if somebody is going to consider purchasing that type of property, obviously they're going to purchase your property first because they're not going to overpay for a same or similar property. So explain to the realtor you want it sold very, very quickly. You want it sold within 30 days or within 60 days. You want it sold very, very fast. That way they don't overprice it, and that way expectations between you and the realtor are very, very clear. With that said, you need to tell them you want a very short listing period. Maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months, 90 days at the very most, because after all, they're going to price a piece of property where it is going to sell very, very quickly. And even again, if it's below market value somewhat, it doesn't make a big deal because you have bought it at such a deep, deep discount, like we teach in the academy, that you're still going to make a lot of money. And the final thing here is that you need to negotiate the commission rate. Commissions are not set. They're not standard. Antitrust laws prohibit commission fixing. All commissions are negotiable. With that said, if you try to negotiate them too low where they're not making any money, there's no benefit for them to sell a piece of property. If they have one commission that's paying 10% and one that's paying 2%, obviously they have more incentive to sell the piece of property that's paying 10%, so they're going to push that property. But it can save you a little bit of money here and there. Maybe consider negotiating down 1 percentage point or maybe a half percentage point, because after all, the more money you save, the more profits you are putting in your pocket. With that said, as far as everything else goes, you let them handle it. It's their job to do it. It's their job to market the property, to write the contracts, take it to closing, all that good stuff, and you kind of sit back and enjoy the ride at that point. So there you have it. There's all the information you need to know about listing your tax sale properties with a realtor. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see similar videos, head on over to my website at thetaxsaleacademy.com, which you can do by clicking the blue link right here next to my head. Again, it'll take you to thetaxsaleacademy.com, and once you get there, download your free copy of my ebook, The Tax Sale Investing Blueprint, and you'll be on your way to a very successful tax sale investing career. Have a great day, folks. Bye-bye.